Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Sophie Erber.
And I'm Tim Seaman. A civil rights organization has filed a lawsuit challenging Iowa's new election law, one signed into law just yesterday.
KCAU 9 News reporter Lydia Vasquez explains why one state lawmaker supports the law and why some people are concerned about voter suppression.
That's all in our top story tonight at 6.
Tim and Sophie, Governor Kim Reynolds signed Senate File 413 into law on Monday. Today, the League of United Latin American Citizens claims the bill restricts and limits participation in the voting process. The League of United Latin American Citizens, or LULAC, is suing Iowa's Secretary of State and Attorney General.
Is going to suppress the vote. It's going to cause great harm to our community and our ability to vote.
Joe Henry is the political director for LULAC, Iowa. He says Governor Kim Reynolds' new voting law is voter suppression.
We are arguing that this is causing undue harm on Iowans, making it more difficult to vote, restricting the amount of time, reducing the amount of time to vote early by mail ballot, and also reducing the amount of time to vote on Election Day.
The president of the Sioux City branch of the NAACP agrees.
We know it's voter suppression because we understand that when you limit the time, when you limit, mail-in ballots, when you limit absentee ballots, when you limit us to voting, you're suppressing it. You're taking away from those. In other words, we should be expanding. We should be allowing people, people work if they can't get off, in time to go vote. So why would you want to take that away from them?
I don't think it suppresses voters.
State Senator Jim Carlin says the law is about election integrity.
Voter suppression is often raised anytime you try to pass a voter ID law. The worst kind of voter suppression is fraud, and this bill is designed to prevent fraud. And after the last election, when people had a lot of doubts about the outcome, I count myself among those people.
The bill also requires one drop-off box for ballots per county, as well as stricter penalties for county auditors if they violate state laws. Lydia Vasquez, KCAU 9 News.
All right, thanks, Lydia. It is now up to Governor Kristi Noem in South Dakota to decide whether or not to sign House Bill 1217 into law, despite support from lawmakers. This bill is now facing opposition due to the potential economic impact. So it would require student athletes in South Dakota to sign a document stating that their biological sex is what it is and would limit who can play in girls and women's sports. Thomas Lee is the executive director of Sioux Falls Sports Authority, an organization that hosts sporting events. He says the bill could take a toll on future sporting events in the area, as well as have an economic impact.
That's why we do what we do, to bring these marquee events to Sioux Falls and to the Sioux Falls residents. And if we won't have the chance to go after those and to host those for the community, that's a major blow to what we do. It's a major blow to our hospitality community here in Sioux Falls.
Now, the South Dakota High School Athletic Association and the NCAA already have policies in place for transgender athletes. Supporters of this legislation say male athletes often are physically just larger and stronger than female athletes in similar sports.
Also from Pierre, senators want to decriminalize marijuana for adults over the age of 21. A proposal by South Dakota lawmakers strips the Class 1 misdemeanor for possession of an ounce or less of pot. It also removes the state's possession by ingestion of marijuana. Now, senators passed that bill with 31 votes in favor, just 4 opposing. The bill now heads to the House. You may remember back in November, voters legalized both medical and recreational marijuana with a ballot measure. Implementation of the recreational cannabis program is being delayed by legal challenges.
Today, police body camera footage was released in the trial of a Des Moines Register reporter arrested during a protest last summer. The video showed the moments before and after Andrea Sohari and her former boyfriend, Spencer Robnett, were arrested. Sohari is heard saying that she was with the Register. An officer tells her to get up and go. She responds okay. Moments later, Sohari is pepper sprayed and arrested by Officer Luke Wilson. His body camera is not on. Wilson testified, though, that he thought he activated the camera, but realized later it might not have recorded the arrest. Wilson said Sohari did not leave when she was asked. And back in Siouxland, South Sioux City, police have recovered a white Jeep with a Texas license plate that is believed to be connected to a shots fired incident around 10:30 this morning. The PD were notified of the shooting at the 500 block of 8th Avenue. Police tonight add this is not a random act, but an ongoing feud between known individuals.
Well, despite some gusty blasts out there this afternoon, it really couldn't stop folks from getting out on a bike, a walk, whatever, once you're done with school or, in our case, after work.
Right. Really a beautiful day, but with spring can also mean a little bit of rain, those spring showers, right? Let's check in on that possibility with meteorologist Marcus Beasley.
That's right. There's the possibility we could see a little bit of rain here in the coming days and maybe a little bit of snow as well. We're not quite done with winter time. Even though it feels nice and spring-like outside, we still have a little bit of winter left, I think. High temperatures today, though, record-breaking in Sioux City. Our old record of 72 degrees set back a few years ago in 2014 has now fallen. 73 is our high temperature for today. 73 in Wayne as well, 74 in Norfolk and Yankton, 70 in Cherokee, Lamar's, and Orange City, and 68 in Storm Lake. Overnight tonight, we'll see temperatures drop into the mid-40s, so not bad at all temperature-wise, but we are going to have a few rain showers, maybe a few rumbles of thunder tonight. Tomorrow looks to be a damp day, and then cooler temperatures are in the forecast for the rest of the week. All of that coming up in the 9 on 9. Sophie?
All right, thanks, Marcus. Nebraska health officials have identified more cases of 2 different coronavirus variants. The state says that 5 cases of the strain first detected in the United Kingdom have been found in the state of Nebraska, and 14 cases of the California variant have also been found. Now, both those variants are of the virus and believed to be more easily transmitted, but scientists believe the available vaccines are still effective against these COVID-19 variants.
The Food Bank of Siouxland got a helping hand today from some area businesses, including those of us here at KCAU 9 News. Our crew was out and about today, one of those groups to help pitch in, packing up roughly 700 backpack meal bags for young students here in Siouxland. Items range from juice boxes to cans of chili. That program serves 8 Sioux City schools and 2 in South Sioux City.
We strongly rely on volunteers for this program, so we are so appreciative anytime that volunteer groups can get a group together and sign up and come help us achieve this mission, because we would not be able to do it without.
Those meals are sent home with students on Fridays so that they do have a nutritional opportunity over the weekend. That program will run through May, and that's when school also ends for the season. If you'd like to volunteer, they still can use some help. You can contact the Food Bank of Siouxland. The number is 255-9741. We'll have that on our website, Siouxland Proud, as well.
That's right. It was actually kind of relaxing because we had an assembly line going. Right. I think our team did pretty well, and it was really nice knowing that we could do that for the kids,
Took us about an hour and a half, so you don't have to invest a whole lot of time.
No, easy and kind of fun, honestly. Well, while it might seem like it's time for snowplows to be parked for good for this season, South Dakota has prepped 12 new plows. Why
these new snowplows are different from South Dakota's existing fleet, you might be surprised. We'll have that for you coming up.
And it was the last warm day today, at least for a little while, as we are going to have a chance of light rain tomorrow and cooler temperatures ahead throughout the rest of the week. All of those details after the break.
You're watching KCAU 9 News with Tim Seaman, Sophie Erber, meteorologist Marcus Beasley, and sports director Jake Jones. This is KCAU 9 News at 6.
By the river. If you have any pictures to send our way, go to SiouxlandProud.com, click on the weather tab, drop down to send us your photos, and upload some pictures. Tim and Sophie?
Thanks, Marcus. If you really look closely on the water there, you can kind of see that it was windy today.
Yeah, the ripples.
Yep. Yeah. It wasn't exactly a still or calm day.
Well, I don't know that the snow Marcus just mentioned about the weekend, if we get it, will require any plows. But South Dakota has 12 new snow plows ready to go. And
they're not just high-tech, but also have official names. That story coming up next.
Financial fact.
Well, back in January, South Dakotans were asked to help name a dozen snow plows. That's right, physical snowplows from the Department of Transportation.
Kind of like naming your own car. Max Hofer shares these names that won the vote. It was all democracy, and the high-tech plows that now have official names.
What we use up front to plow the snow away before we apply the salt.
DOT lead highway maintenance worker Lyle Norling is giving 5th grader Lily Kroger a close-up tour of a snowplow.
It's a tow plow ready. snowplow. We don't have one hooked up to it right now, but it's a bigger machine to remove snow.
This is her first time getting a close-up look at a snowplow, and Norling says that it hosts many unique features. One thing in particular is that it has a name.
It's Frosty the snowplow.
Frosty the Snowplow, a name that was given to it by Lily herself.
I chose Frosty the snowplow because in winter, when the windows frost, and it's a snowplow.
She's one of 12 people in South Dakota to have the distinction of naming a snowplow.
It has a ring to it. Lily thought she'd sing along Frosty the snowplow.
While it might not have a corncob pipe or a button nose, Norling says the name will bring a sense of awareness and connectivity across the community.
Hopefully people will be looking at the windshield or the decal on our snowplow to see which truck has it, or full awareness, or pay attention to the trucks out there in the road.
And if weather permits, he's hoping to put Frosty to work before spring.
Yeah, if we get another shot of snow here and there before spring.
And get this, there were over 800 names submitted for just 12 snowplows.
I can't think of one off the top, but I bet there were some creative ones. Other winning names include Blizzard, Wizard, Mount Plowmore, that's funny, and Snowbegone Kenobi.
Now those are
Can't make these up. We do have a link to all the winning names on our website if you want to check it out right now.
It's probably worth a peek at SiouxlandProud.com.
Great. I'm trying to think of my own now.
Switching gears, let's talk some sports. Jake's standing by. Busy day on the court, huh, Jake?
I went follow that up.
Sorry.
Good
Well,
luck.
we got more state basketball from Des Moines. Hopefully it's as good as Snowy 1 Kenobi. Can Western Christian make it 2 teams from Hull, though, in the semis? We've got that answer and more coming up next in sports.